You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your PMP certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. The exam tests your decision process more than your ability to memorize definitions. You must always read the STEM as though you are the accountable project manager, not a coder, not a subject matter expert, and not a sponsor. Preferred actions on the exam involve collaboration, careful analysis, and alignment with stakeholders before escalating issues. Ethics and professionalism apply even when not stated, so your chosen answer must still reflect responsibility, respect, fairness, and honesty. Each STEM follows a consistent structure, and recognizing it saves time. Extract the role being asked about, the project phase or context, any constraints, and the key verb that signals your required action. Pay attention to artifacts named in the STEM such as the baseline, backlog, changelog, or risk register because they guide the response. Identify the problem type, whether it is scope, risk, quality, stakeholder, or value. If the STEM is long, translate it into a single-sentence summary that you can remember while reviewing options. Verbs in the question stem are triggers that shape the right action. When the word is first or next, you must think in sequence and choose the action closest to the work before escalation. When the word is best, pick the most complete action that protects value and baseline integrity. When you see most likely or least likely, distinguish between drivers and symptoms in the scenario. If the STEM asks, should you do a specific action, and the impact is unknown, the right step is to analyze or consult the appropriate artifact first. Elimination heuristics make complex options manageable. Start by removing any choices that skip impact analysis or bypass governance rules. Eliminate options that suggest doing everything at once or duplicate the same step in slightly different wording. Down-select to two options, then choose the one that improves alignment with stakeholders and their expectations. If two remain tied, pick the option that preserves the baseline and protects value delivery, since that is always prioritized on the exam. Multi-select questions require special care. Look for a pair that includes one analysis or communication step combined with one execution step, since that balance reflects good project management. Avoid choosing two escalations or two meetings, as those combinations are weak pairs. When told to choose two, count clearly and commit, avoiding the temptation to over-engineer the logic. Use artifact clues from the STEM, such as references to logs or baselines, to guide the complementary actions you select. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Artifact-first thinking is a habit you must apply consistently. Before taking any action, consult the correct artifact, such as the scope baseline, the risk register, or the backlog. When you are uncertain, verify assumptions and constraints by checking the logs. Match the artifact to the delivery mode. Predictive projects emphasize baselines, while agile projects emphasize boards and logs. Documenting decisions ensures governance remains visible and creates a record for future analysis. Trap patterns appear frequently on the exam, and recognizing them saves points. Escalate first is almost always wrong when you have authority to act as the project manager. Collect more data is incorrect when enough data is already available to make the decision. Rebaseline first is wrong because the correct sequence is analyze, then approve, then update the baseline. Appease the loudest stakeholder is also a trap. The right choice is to align with agreed scope and value instead. Ambiguity and missing data are designed into many STEMs. If key data is absent, your best next action is to clarify with stakeholders directly. Use facilitation techniques to build shared understanding when terms or expectations conflict. Convert ambiguity into a decision by capturing assumptions and logging associated risks. Avoid over-engineering in your answer. The exam rewards taking the minimum action necessary to enable a sound decision. When options feel equally plausible, tiebreakers and ethics provide the deciding factor, always prefer the action that protects people and the organization ethically. Respect, fairness, and honesty should guide your choice whenever options are close. Communicate impacts transparently when they affect commitments or stakeholder expectations. Professionalism is never the wrong answer, so choose it whenever a scenario forces a judgment call. A practice routine reinforces these habits until they are automatic. Each day, answer 10 questions with a budget of 60 to 75 seconds and write a one-line rationale. Each week, categorize your misses by cause, whether knowledge gap, process mistake, rushing, or misread. Re-answer last week's misses aloud and aim for faster, clearer rationales the second time. Use glossary episodes to clear up terms you continue to misread, strengthening your foundation for later situational questions. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.